Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR Today, July 25th, 2022. The man they call Meathead, the lovely Linda Kay. After a long and eventful weekend, we've got all sorts of news and shenanigans going on in the world of wrestling, the world of PWR Today, everything. Good morning, Linda. How you doing?
I am doing tremendous, as I am every Monday morning. But first, Meathead, I gotta say, happy belated birthday to you.
Yes, the king of the castle, the king of the White Castle. That's how the PWR Twitter handle used to tweet it. The king of the White Castle, the man they call WCW Meathead. Linda, I've cracked the halfway mark.
Yeah.
I used to I know our good dear close personal friend the Popcorn Knight David Hero probably doesn't like it when I do it, but when him and the Kallenstein Bear Cal Hero, when they hit their birthday, I always send a tweet to or a message to Dave, just by the way, as long as you know, now you're older than me for the next month, so I'd like to let Dave know that he's no longer older than I am. We're now the same age.
Right. But my question to you is, just how many White Castle burgers did you consume?
I was thinking about how I would bring this up. Would I stick with the gimmick and just, kind of embellish it a little bit and make it sound like I'm still going, or should I tell the truth? I did not do the Craver case like I normally do every year because I had my Taekwondo classes that night, and I was trying
Right.
not to, damn near shat my pantaloons when I'm in, class sweating it out. So I did a little bit less this year, not because of the age, but because of the physical activity that I had, mere hours later.
Well, I appreciate you being truthful to me, Meathead, and truthful to the audience. So that's awesome. What
I'll
you're
make it up
doing.
next year.
Right. But you got that taekwondo, you're taking care of yourself and you're still living up to what you do in tradition on your birthday and making that White Castle trip. You got the
That's
best of
right.
both worlds.
And it's funny, you brought this up off air too, but White Castle Day is not an actual day, the same date every year, the birthday date. White Castle like Labor Day or Memorial Day or Thanksgiving. It's usually somewhere around it when I can get the guys lined up. Might be a day before, might be a day after. I go through my memories on Facebook all the time. Like, wow, I celebrated White Castle and this year on, like 3 days before the day or a day after the day. But no, love me the White Castle. I love making the trip down to the K-Town, Kenosha, just north of the Illinois border, and getting those sliders. They went down amazing. The fries, the chicken rings. I got my birthday little dessert treat on a stick.
Oh,
You get a little piece of cake on a stick. Oh, that's some good stuff right there. Hey, but you know what else is good too? And I was rocking it on White Castle Day too, was my collar and elbow. What do we got going on to collar and elbow right now?
there is a promotion where it's free shipping off, I believe, $50 order minimum for right now. I have to double check on that.
I've got it
But
right here, actually. It was free shipping on all orders over $49 using the code BLUE49.
okay, it was $1 off. But if that should expire soon, Meathead, I've got a promo code that will always work for you.
Linda, you
Save.
never expire. No.
Oh, yes, that is true. I do not expire. So to save 10% off your order any time of the year, of the day, of the week, of the minute, of the second, use promo code Linda K. That's LINDAKAY when you're browsing through the collections at
I like the selection collections.
collarandelbow.com.
I
Selection collections.
Yeah, that's not
Yes.
bad. That's not bad. It's a tongue twister, but the selection collections, I kind of like that. All
There
right.
you go.
We're goofing around and we do this all the time, but honestly, we have got news to get to. This is, for it being a White Castle weekend, it won't be remembered that in the wrestling community. It'll be remembered as the weekend Vince McMahon hung him up, the weekend Triple H came back, the weekend Brock Lesnar apparently walked out on WWE, the weekend that they got rid of Max Dupree, the weekend
Yeah.
Tully Blanchard left, the weekend Johnathon Grisham said he wanted to leave. We got a lot of news to get to.
Johnny
Let's get
Ace.
Johnny Ace, everybody. Let's get started. It started off early Friday morning. Breaking news: Triple H was confirmed as the new WWE head of talent relations. He was resuming his executive vice president role and the head of talent relations. Let's go chronological. First off, when you heard the Triple H news,
Yeah, I sent that to you and Matthew. I was like, wow, okay. We know that, or we recently found out his health has been better since that heart scare and getting more of his duties going on because he can handle this.
you
And
said
now,
duties.
yes, I did. Um, But
Yes, 50 years old, and I giggled over duties. Go ahead.
Yes. But now hearing he's resuming that role of head of talent relations, or just getting that role, and thinking, okay, that's what Johnny Ace had. But then we find out shortly after, no longer Johnny Ace. It was announced, I should say. But you can kind of put two and two together. You hear Triple H as head of talent relations, and now you're assuming what happened to Johnny Ace, and then it got announced he's out as well.
Yeah, it's a huge corporate shakeup. With Triple H first announcing through the WWE Twitter handle that he has resumed his EVP, duties, and is now the executive vice president, head of talent relations, meaning that he's technically what Jim Ross used to do back in the day. He was the talent relations guy, but that really kind of one leads to another. Johnny Ace, John Laurinaitis, people power, John Laurinaitis, is now out in the exact same position. I cannot confirm yet, and Linda, I don't know if you have anything different. I cannot confirm that he has gone from the company. I know that he's out of his position. Where that has him landing, I don't know.
Right. I don't know if something will come about more this week. We'll find out some more details about what transpired Friday, but this is just interesting because there's been that shuffle, that shakeup of the news with Mr. McMahon, and Johnny Ace's name was also thrown out there as well.
Deep into it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, interesting, but I mean, having Triple H back in a bigger role, I think obviously everyone, is elated by that. I mean, that was, the wrestling community. I think we're all excited for that as well. I think a lot of fans are interested in wanting some change as well, just creatively. This is something good, something exciting, something to look forward to.
Let's move on. So you mentioned Vince McMahon. Midday, Vince McMahon sends out a tweet and says, I'm 77. It's finally time. I'm retiring. I'm stepping away. I will no longer be in the gorilla position. I mean, we know that the Vince McMahon story with the allegations and the non-disclosure agreements, the NDAs with multiple women about sexual relationships that he's had with subordinates in the company is ongoing, and the investigation continues. And Vince, honestly, this to me, in the public eye, remember, it's a publicly traded company, in the public eye, stinks of, boy, they got a lot of dirt on me. I better save face for the company. I'm out of here. Deuces.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, being at 77, you're, stepping away, retirement, however you want to put it. But I mean, it is interesting. I mean, just ever since this recent news has come about, each week has just been so kabuki-ish. I mean, just from kicking off SmackDown with that brief speech, to doing it on Raw, to I think doing it on SmackDown, and then we had Titus O'Neil's intro, and
the Titus O'Neil one was kabuki as well.
Yeah, so it's just been very interesting, and it's like, when you think you've heard the most shocking news of the day, or surprising, necessarily bad shocking, but just huge news, you got another one. Okay, wow, this is interesting. And I mean, as we know, there is that active investigation going on, and we're gonna find out some things. If this is, if it is solely due to what we've heard, Vince's decision, that is, hey, he's doing what he's feeling is best, not just for himself, his family, but the company, and all involved is a public, entity, as he said.
Yeah, let's approach this from two directions here. One, thank you to Vince McMahon for the life that we enjoy, the show that we enjoy, the product that we enjoy. Thank you for 50 years roughly. I mean, if you really kind of put it back, he bought his father's company, the WWF. I thought it was in the late 70s, early 80s. I don't remember exactly when he bought it, but thank you. Now, on the other side, we approach it from, boy, this guy, he beat the federal government, but he's not going to beat these allegations. And it was time for him to step down. So I'm looking forward to the next iteration of what WWE is. And we'll get to SmackDown in a little bit and how it kicked off with Stephanie McMahon, but let's continue on. I mean, we've got way more to even kind of get at. Let's talk Ring of Honor. Big news over the weekend. Ring of Honor had their pay-per-view, Death Before Dishonor. And Honestly, I don't even know if we have time today, Linda, to get through the results of the pay-per-view. I'm going to try. We're going to try getting at it. But the biggest news coming out of ROH's pay-per-view is the former, that's right, you heard me say it, the former Ring of Honor champion, Johnathon Grisham, has asked for his ROH/AEW release. Not happy with the booking, not happy with the time that was given to his match. And after that match, got into a shouting match, no pun intended, with Tony Khan. Your thoughts?
I mean, I guess we really won't know unless someone really wants to spill the beans, but I really want to know what the shouting match or discussion was that then, I mean, if Johnathon Grisham was already upset, okay, went through with the match. It's what, you're hired to do what's, being asked of you. But I'm really wondering what was said after the fact that led him to be just like, I want out. Okay, we obviously understand, he's put a lot of his heart and soul into, maintaining this.
He carried the flag.
Championship. Yes.
Literally carried the flag because about his entrance. He carried the flag for Ring of Honor for the last couple of years.
Right. If he is upset that, we bring Claudio in, who's now the champion, hey, you can be upset if you're not, if you're getting the title taken from you. Okay. But on the other west side, we're getting a resurgence of Ring of Honor that, while it's always been a huge company, I loved Ring of Honor. Anytime it came to town, there was no way I was missing an ROH.
Oh, no, I was at any ROH shows that I could be at. Matter of fact, I was there for Big D's big ring announcing debut as well. We were at that one.
That's right. Mm-hmm. But I feel like ROH is just getting the most eyes it's ever had just due to its connection with AEW right now. So I don't know. There could still be more done. That's why I'm saying, like, sure, if he, lost the title to Claudio this weekend, okay, that happens. But there could be something more with that. He could get a rematch. It could be a bigger storyline for him down the line.
There's work there that could be done.
Yeah. So I just really, we would probably never know exactly what was said, and even if something does leak out, who knows how much truth that would be to it. But I don't know. Like, I just really want to know what was also to be that trigger point. Like, I'm out when you're getting this huge platform for ROH right now. And he could be doing stuff with an AEW as well. It doesn't have to be just ROH. But yeah. I know you have another side to this as well on a different type of view.
Really, at the end of the day, if he doesn't like what's going on with it, if he doesn't like what's going on with the way he's being booked, there's a lot of money out there in the independents. And let's add to this as well. The man that was working with him, Tully Blanchard, also said to be gone as well. Tully Blanchard was also managing, what was the name of the group with Brian Cage? I forget the name of the group, but
that faction, yes.
I think they were called the Embassy. It was Cage and the Gates of Agony, Khan and Toa Liana. They had a match as well in a 6-man tag match. But boy, oh boy, there is a lot going on. I can't even grasp everything. You know what? Let's run through the results real quick from Death Before Dishonor from Saturday night. There was multiple pre-show matches that were added in as well. The opening match, Colt Boom Boom Cabana took on Anthony Henry with JD Drake. So Boom Boom getting the big win. Colt Cabana, Shinobi Shadow Squad, which is Cheeseburger Eddie and Eli. I love the name Cheeseburger Eddie. And Eli Isom versus the Trustbusters, which is Ari Daivari and Slim J. By the way, we saw a promo on Rampage for Ari Daivari coming to AEW. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Prince Nana said he used his family's riches and purchased Tully Blanchard Enterprises. Tully Blanchard's done. He purchased the Tully Blanchard Enterprises. It's almost like Andrade saying he's running the Hardy family office. What is going on here? Mm-hmm. In a 6-man tag, the Embassy, which was the Machine, Brian Cage, and the Gates of Agony, they took on Alex Zane, Blake Christian, and Tony DePen. We also had Allison Kay versus Willow Nightingale. And that was all pre-show. Apparently, before the main pay-per-view started off, there was a coin flip between the two main events, which one would go on last and the other one would go on first. So the coin flip was won by FTR Briscoes. So the opening match was the Octopus, Johnathon Grisham, with Prince Nana, taking on the Blackpool Combat Club's Claudio Castagnoli with William Regal on a Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Your winner and new Ring of Honor champion, Claudio Castagnoli. Your thoughts on Claudio being the new ROH champion, getting the eyes on the prize?
Right. I mean, he is a hot commodity. Fans love him. I mean, I think a lot of people who were watching that, and I'm speaking more maybe so AEW, WWE fans,
Right.
looking and feeling like this is Claudio's time to get that huge title, and he obtained it. So, I mean, I'm happy about it. I mean, just talk about bringing more eyes to the product. You're going to have a hot stud there
Yep,
being your
exactly.
champion.
And that's the thing, and we kind of talked about it, and I'm glad you brought that up. That's the thing. With Claudio being the champion, you know what? Jonathan did a great job for the company, but the company wasn't going anywhere. We need that big name. That is going to catch people's eyes. WWE fans have been clamoring for a long time for Claudio to get that singles championship. We only saw, one real push for the singles title against Roman Reigns, and he hasn't really had it since. I know he was a U.S. champ for a little bit, but this right now, ROH, they have a champion they can put their name on, and they can probably sell that TV show with as well. So Claudio, new world champion. The ROH World Six-Man title match, The Righteous, which was Bateman, Dutch, and Vincent, took on Dalton Castle and the Boys.
Yeah.
And the new Ring of Honor Six-Man champions, Dalton Castle and the Boys.
Yes. I know we're fans of Dalton Castle. We haven't seen him too much on AEW/ROH television as of late, but like I said, the Boys, I got to know Tate Twins there down at OVW, so kudos to them. And on a side note, I'll discuss this as we get closer to date as well, but I'm announcing a show for Tri-State Wrestling out in Versailles, Indiana next month, and Dalton Castle is on the bill, so we'll see if he'll still maintain as as a champion with the Boys. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that should be interesting to see live and in person, that entrance.
The ROH Pure title match, it was the Blackpool Combat Club's Wheeler Yuta against Jericho Appreciation Society's Daniel Garcia. Winning the match and retaining is Wheeler Yuta. Let me ask you this, and I just came up with this actually this second. Claudio is the champion. Wheeler Yuta is now the Pure champion. Are they trying to create with the Blackpool Combat Club something along the lines of the club, like the Bullet Club, where they have multiple champions across multiple companies?
Never thought of that. That hasn't come to mind till now as well. Perhaps, I mean, we got Fox's champion as well, interim, I guess, technically. That could be something done. I mean, they have the capability of doing it, and I guess it's just a matter of, do you want to have a certain hand gesture to really signify?
Well, I don't want them giving each other hand gestures. This is not that kind of television program.
No,
I know the two sweeting each other. Yes. You don't want to get that.
That sounded funny too.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't want to get that high pitch there because that might get you kicked off of TV too. In a battle of the brothers, Roosh took on Dragon Lee, and Roosh beat Dragon Lee with Jose the Assistant. Let's talk about the Ring of Honor World's title match. Mercedes Martinez against the Professor Serena Deeb. Martinez retains. Does she join the Blackpool Combat Club now? I mean, if they're going to be all the belts, and all the titles, because remember, AEW Interim World Champion is also part of the Blackpool Combat Club.
Right. Well, we shall see.
The ROH World TV title match, Samoa Joe against Jay Lethal with Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh. Joe retains. Any surprise there?
Kind of, just because, all the extra help bodies behind Jay Lethal there could always be room for some shenanigans, but
yeah.
But no, I mean, there's so much history between Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal that I was gonna put a great match together with their history and chemistry. But no, happy for Joe retaining. I just thought maybe it could have gone the other way just because they've been doing a lot of interfering within matches as of late.
Let's talk about the main event. The Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. The current champions, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood, FTR, took on them boys, Jay and Mark Briscoe, who honestly had been carrying the flag for tag team wrestling on the independent scenes for the last 10, 15 years. FTR wins in a 2 out of 3 falls match, retain the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, just speaking of who's the hottest team out there right now as well. I mean, obviously Briscoe's huge name, as you just said as well, but out of everything TV wise and just wrestling as a whole, FTR is it. They are the ones. They are the top guns, if you will. Not like daddy ass gun, but
Scissor me, daddy ass.
yes, but yeah, I was not surprised in them retaining. In that, just how you and I discussed how them boys are not on AEW television.
Specifically AEW television. They're on
Yes.
ROH pay-per-view, but they're not on
Right.
AEW television due to maybe some comments that have been made in corporate TNT, Warner Brothers, not wanting them on TV. It's a shame. You know what? They've apologized for them, but here we are.
Yes.
Let's move up to SmackDown and let's talk about Stephanie McMahon starting off the show. She was visibly, well, not shaken, but she was visibly emotional.
Emotional, yeah.
Yeah. Because the era has ended. I understand both sides. Again, we'll play this from two sides. One, her dad, the founder, the creator of everything that we know, has got to step away. Stepping away because he's retiring, because of what's happening there. But on the other hand, she knows what her dad did, right? So maybe it's deeper. I'm going to let that part be that part. That's that man's business. We move on as of last Friday. We've got a new man in charge, and it's her husband, Paul Levesque, Triple H, is now the new EVP. Stephanie and Nick Khan are co-CEOs of the company.
Yeah. Let's have the Triple H and Stephanie McMahon era resume again, this time in another form, another fashion. Yeah. And
what was that, the McMahon-Helmsley era? Is that what they called that? When they were running around? It was was it with Seth Rollins, I think, when they had Seth Rollins. I think it was the McMahon-Helmsley era.
And now it's in a bigger light.
Yeah. All right. Well, she made the announcement. That literally was groundbreaking TV, and we didn't even know it was going to be groundbreaking TV when it started, because that is the mark of the new era. TV 14 on USA coming soon. Vince McMahon no longer on TV, and not in Gorilla. Even when he, was not on TV, he was at Gorilla every time. Every talent saw him, came by, hello, how you doing? They walked past him on their way out, walked past him on their way back in. Vince McMahon will no longer be there anymore.
And I just got to say one quick
thing
about that, Meathead, just as you know, I've done some extra work before, and getting to see Vince and Gorilla, I mean, that's just going to stand. I mean, just being a lifelong wrestling fan and a huge moment, I mean, something I never thought would have ever happened, So when this came about too, this news, I was just like, man, what a wild year. I mean, just yes, in pro wrestling as a whole, but then I think about just like some experiences I've had too, just this year, and getting to see Vince McMahon in person, and like hearing this, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I got to see like the tail end of this and not realizing it is, and it was just kind of
sinking in for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very mind-boggling, but and it is a little like emotional too, just everything, thinking about it, like wow, like this is something that I just I know that it's just so many different emotions,
I know that the Gorilla is named after Gorilla Monsoon. We all know that. I mean, that was his area. That was where he worked. It was named the Gorilla position. Does it get called the Vince Gorilla? I mean, who knows? Maybe not. I don't know. Obviously Vince has got his name on everything else, but maybe it gets called that. Who knows? I don't know. I'd be okay with it either way. All right. The Profits and Madcap Moss were going to be set up for a 6-man with the Usos and Theory. Again, Theory being the Money in the Bank briefcase holder right now. He's going to be on both shows, and I think he's absolutely killing it. Another match between Ludwig Kaiser and Shinsuke Nakamura. This time, Ludwig Kaiser gets the win, but due to interference from Gunther. And Gunther was not happy about it, and he chopped up some ground beef up on the stage.
That's interesting how that's coming about. I feel them getting on the main show in this whole, Ring General.
Ring General.
Era, if you will. I'm surprised that he's, just punishing him this soon. If they're going to put some type of, I don't know. That's just another way to show just how powerful and dominating Walter is. I mean, Gunther.
Yeah. Gunther. Yep. All right. Liv Morgan. Yeah. Linda McMahon and Ronda Rousey face to face. No, I'm just kidding. Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey face to face. I respect you. You respect me. I shook your hand when you beat me. You better shake my hand once I beat you. Well, we'll have to see about that. Hey, they get back to commentary, and McAfee's starting to talk to the cameras, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a boot to the chest to McAfee. unbelievable how over and good McAfee's at what he does. Because after he chased him down, went through Gorilla, again, you get to see Gorilla again, went through the Gorilla, they fought, they were separated by Scrap Daddy and the rest of the agents. And again, I'm just obsessed with looking at the agents to see who I recognize. McAfee comes back out through the stage, gets back up to the ring, calls him bum ass Corbin, and tells him that he's going to make him his bitch next week at SummerSlam. This promo was fire.
Absolutely. It was insane just how great McAfee is and everything that he does that we're seeing here with WWE. I mean, obviously, in his football career as well, on his podcast, but this is just showing another side, another light that we knew that he has this great charisma and delivery, but man, we're really
on fire.
See that. Yeah.
This dude's on fire. Then we had two segments that have been stretched out. Like what could have been a match at one point on Sunday Night Heat now is a match on SmackDown. It's been stretched out for multiple weeks. Sheamus and Drew McIntyre were supposed to have something, but they didn't have anything. Now they're having a high-stakes Irish Donnybrook next week, and Lacey Evans and Aaliyah stretched out again. It was supposed to be a match. She said no. And now next week we're getting the match. Linda Kay, what the hell is going on with these two segments?
What's the next pay-per-view?
Next Saturday, this coming Saturday. By the way, we got news on the pay-per-view weekend for the Ric Flair's last match, too, that we're going to get to in a second. Good grief, we got too much news.
Yes, and I can't believe I just asked you when the next pay-per-view is going to be, because I'm going to be in Nashville.
It's going to be in Nashville.
I tell you, Amina, my mind's a little bit, Monday mornings. It's just
You're like the Ghetto Boys. Your mind's playing tricks on me. Mm-hmm. All right. Raquel Rodriguez, almost said Gonzalez. Raquel Rodriguez defeats Sonya Deville because she's up in Anna Pierce's face. And then right before the main event, Matthew, myself, and I know you as well, have been all over Maximum Male Models. Been all over Max Dupree and Mansois and Massey and loving this. It's so terrible. I love it. Max Dupree is out. Maxine Dupree, his sister, is in. What the hell happened?
I don't know, but I must say I am very bummed about this. I loved the whole thing, but we finally get Eli Drake, LA Knight, Max Dupree up onto the main show, seeing him every week, just how great he's developed.
Who lasted longer, Hit Row or Max Dupree?
Oh, I don't know, but it's just interesting. We still have the male models there. I mean, it's still technically Maximum Male Models because we have Maxine Dupree now, but it's not as if the whole agency is being
just
white. Yeah,
our guy was kicked out, and honestly, that's the part I liked because I wanted Eli Drake. Yeah.
Well, is he still with the company? Do we know? Is he?
We just know that he was told that he's not part of the segment, and they cut a promo with Maxine Dupree, Massey, and Mansois.
Yeah, Maxine. I do believe that is Sophia.
Sophia from the Robert Stone brand. Right?
Yes. So she's going from one brand to another agency. Okay.
Right, I guess. But you know what? What the hell? More to come on the Max Dupree / Eli Drake / LA Knight / this dude's talent. And honestly, you got to let him go. You got to let him go and just let him be him. If that means on SmackDown, if that means on Raw, send him back to NXT, send him back to the Indies, whatever. I'll go watch this dude's matches. Main event was the Street Profits and Madcap Moss defeating the Usos in Theory by disqualification. Afterwards, this is one of the bigger news stories as well. The story of Vince McMahon retiring set off Brock Lesnar, allegedly, and Brock Lesnar walked out on SmackDown on Friday night. And then cooler heads prevailed, and Brock Lesnar showed up. Theory came to tease him, and Brock Lesnar kicked his ass.
Yeah.
Linda, your thoughts on Brock Lesnar out and then in, and then what's going on next?
Yeah, when I was hearing the reports of him leaving SmackDown, I too felt, okay, this is, him being his relationship with Vince, and if Vince is out, I'm out. But and then I thought there's just no way he's like going to be out right before SummerSlam, right before this huge marquee match. That's a lot of money as well. I mean, I know personal feelings. It might be, I'm so close to Vince. I mean, I'm just saying this off the top of my head that I'm going to leave too. What was said? We don't know, probably won't know, but what was said to have triggered him to leave, but then come back as if it never happened. But he still came back in a very strong way, just whooping Theory with that briefcase.
Yep.
And still, but that makes sense because Theory's saying he would be cashing it in on either him or Roman Reigns after their match at SummerSlam this weekend. But it's just insane. I mean, this is I don't even know where to go from here. I mean, we have SmackDown this week, the go home show.
Right, we got Raw tonight, we got SmackDown on Friday,
Right.
We got the pay-per-view on Saturday, and then let's make our way to Sunday. Linda,
Yes.
You were already going to be in Nashville, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You weren't sure if you were going to SummerSlam. You weren't sure if you were going to the Nature Boys last match. They've announced more competitors in the Bunkhouse Brawl Battle Royal. One of them is the Fanny Pack Kid Cal Hero. Holy shit.
Holy balls.
Holy balls. Thank you, Mean Gene.
Mm-hmm.
Our senior intern is in the damn pay-per-view.
That is insane. Kudos. Cheers. Hip, hip, hooray.
Wow.
Cal Hero.
Are you pressing the buy button now on the tickets? Because I'm pressing the buy button on Fight TV.
I am pressing the buy button on my website with my card because it has been decided that Linda Kay is now going to be staying through the weekend to see my dear pal Cal
OVW
Hero.
in the house.
Yes, competing in this pay-per-view. So yeah, so not only Meathead am I really just soaking in all of this big news that transpired over the weekend, I got to get ready to head down to Louisville Thursday for TV. It's been a couple weeks since I've been down in the Ville, so I'm stoked for that. We have, as OVW, a show downtown Nashville this Friday night as well. I'll be announcing. And then Saturday night, I will be roaming the streets of Nashville.
During the SummerSlam,
yep. Will I just be out in a boot with the wrestling fanatics?
Hey, you know when Cal wins the pay-per-view on Sunday, he gets a golden boot.
Yes, yep. And then we're going to head over to the Flair show as well, with Jeff Jarrett having some involvement too. So, I mean, I'm just going to take things day by day, Meathead. I still have a lot of things I got to get done before I head out. Don't even know exactly when I'm coming back either. That's the crazy thing.
Right. You might be doing a live report from Nashville next Monday morning.
I was just going to say, I might need to talk to Matthew as well to see if maybe if I'm a little busy with some stuff down there, if he might have to
jump in.
Maybe. So we'll figure that out. But that's insane. Congrats, Cal. We love you. Stoked to see you on this huge platform as well.
Cal, we're gonna have to get you a T-shirt made. I know that you have gimmicks, and I know you have Fanny Pack Party and all that stuff. But can we buy a sleeve or something on you? Can we get PWR Today on your sleeve? Can we get like a thigh sponsorship or something? I mean, where can we purchase a part of the Fanny Pack Kid, and where can we get our name out there? Because you're blowing up, kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of like Brock Lesnar and the Jimmy Johns. Can we just buy like one pant leg?
Yes.
Man. What a weekend. You know what? This was not a tight and clean 20 because there was just no way we were forcing, and I ran through everything. There was no way we were forcing in all that news in 20 minutes. So, Linda, we got Raw tonight. Who knows what the hell is going to happen tonight? Because we don't have the chairman's gone. So
Triple H kicks off this show. That's
as he should. As he should. God damn. I mean, what is going on here? All right. For Matthew Thomas, who's out there just listening around, he'll be jumping in this week. For Linda Kay, thank you for kind of holding it down with me for the next couple of days. Thank you to everybody for the birthday, congratulations and the birthday acknowledgments. The White Castle weekend was fantastic. I love each and every one of you, and I mean that sincerely. I may be dead from the neck up, but I'm a loving guy. I'm a good guy. I love you guys too. So for all of you guys for listening, thank you. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. So long, everyone.